Thank you.
Good morning. Our main story. Many people are feared to have died after a huge explosion at a fertilizer plant in the United States. Dozens have been injured.
A fireball engulfed nearby buildings, including a nursing home in the town of West, near Waco in Texas. Many people are thought to be trapped in buildings, and dozens of emergency vehicles are at the scene.
Oh, this is new video coming in. We want to show this to you first. The actual explosion happening.
The explosion sparked many other fires in the surrounding area. A public safety official said a nursing home had collapsed, with some people believed to be trapped inside. Floodlights illuminated a football pitch used as an emergency triage area. Dozens of injured people could be seen taken away to nearby emergency vehicles. Police said they were using their squad cars to transport some of the casualties. A mass of emergency vehicles gridlocked the roads. At a medical centre nearby, the casualties poured in, some of them arriving by bus. All the time, the rescue effort was hampered by power cuts caused by the explosion.
Toxic fumes, it's like a haze. There's several helicopters lifting people out, and several helicopters are big lights assisting the firefighters and the rescue teams, and it's like a war zone. It's the worst thing that's ever happened to West.
Another eyewitness said the whole earth shook when the plant exploded. She said it was like being in a tornado. The American Red Cross said they were sending volunteers from across the state to help in the rescue effort. There are fears another storage tank at the fertilizer plant could explode. A wide area is being evacuated. Andy Moore, BBC News.
Let's get more on that right now. Rachel Cox is a reporter at the local station KWTX, and she's at the local hospital now. Rachel, very good morning to you. Thanks very much for joining us. Just tell us, what are the latest figures on the people who have been injured and perhaps killed in this explosion?
Hi, Charlie and Louise. We actually did an interview not too long ago with the director of a local hospital here in Waco. It's Hillcrest Hospital. It's about 20 minutes from West. We were told that 61 people have been brought to this hospital so far. Of that number of 61 people from this explosion in West, 44 are in serious condition. And we were also told that 250 to 300 additional staff members have had to be called into this one single hospital to help deal with this emergency situation. And the director of the hospital talked to us a little bit about the injuries they're seeing here inside this trauma unit at the hospital. He said they're seeing a lot of abrasions and cuts, as you would see anytime there is any type of explosion, but they're also seeing massive wounds. He would not verify any casualties at this moment, but we did get it verified with the EMS director out of West that they're estimating dozens of fatalities, and they're estimating possibly between 60 and 70 people who may have died in this explosion. We know that it was a fertilizer plant in West. Whenever it did explode, it spread fires to a local middle school, an apartment building, and also a nursing home. And the situation right now at the hospital is a lot of people who don't know if their loved ones are alive. And that's kind of the scene we're seeing. We're seeing very, very worried family members showing up at this hospital looking for answers because they can't find their loved one right now.
Rachel, I wonder if you could give us a sense from the people you've been speaking to of the nature of the explosion itself, what it felt like to those people, and the immediate aftermath, because we're hearing about many buildings, dozens of buildings leveled. What can you tell us about that?
Well, actually, within 10 minutes ago, I was informed that there are still some homes that are on fire, and they're having a problem with some of these homes. Some of these people's homes who are threatened, the EMS and the first responders are trying to get some of these people to leave, and they're refusing to leave their homes. So that's been another issue. But the people I've talked to who live in West, they've said, you know, it looked like a war zone. These buildings were on fire, and they were trying to help people. They said, one young man I interviewed, Jose Garcia, he's 19. He was looking for his uncle. He went to the apartment building that caught on fire because his uncle lived there, and he couldn't find his uncle. But he said whenever he was there looking for him, there were people coming out. They were bloody. They were running because they didn't know for sure what had happened.
So clearly a terrifying situation, Rachel, for everyone involved. Just tell us as well, give us a sense of the time of day, because you mentioned the school. Were there children in school at the time?
No, this happened about 4 hours ago. But the city of West, I mean, it's a smaller community. It's a close-knit community. So there were no children in the school, but we know that, you know, a lot of people in the nearby buildings were injured, and you know it's a smaller community, and we do also know at this point that there are 5 to 6 firefighters that are also unaccounted for. There's been several nearby agencies that have had to be called in for mutual aid to fight some of these fires, and along that comes a risk for these first responders, and we're seeing that right now 5 to 6 can't be found right now. So,
okay, Rachel Cox, thank you very much. I know you're busy. We'll let you get on with your work, and we will keep you up to date right here on Breakfast throughout the morning with that situation.